Hey, let's talk about some brand loyalty here in the home arcade space. What's up, ladies and gents? It's your boy MikeOfAllTrades, aka Mo. Y'all know me. If you don't know me, hi, welcome to my channel. So, initially this was going to be a quick takes video, and I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't think I can get this in under 5 minutes, but we're going to do our best. So, the topic that I want to talk about is something that UAG, your average gamer, he brought up in his video this morning. Now, initially his video was talking about, does anyone care about atgames? And that video will be linked right now, so you can check it out, or it'll be in the description. But when he started talking about atgames, and if anybody likes them, you know, y'all all know his view on it, and I kind of share the same view, where it's the early ugly girl that you take home from the bar at 2 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? You might put a bag or a pillow or something over her head. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do, and then roll out, right? But then he started talking about brand loyalty. Started talking about brand loyalty specifically that people have towards a certain company. You know, I feel like I'm qualified to talk about this because I own them all except for Toy Shock. I will never own a Toy Shock. But seriously, for those who act like brand loyalty isn't a thing, it definitely exists. You know, he referenced Travis's video, shout out to the homie Travis, about Samsung and iPhone. I myself am a Samsung user, you know. Freaking hell, I even have a Samsung Gear, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's the same thing with shoes, like where people like, oh, well, do you like Nikes or Adidas? Adidas don't fit my feet well, so I like Nikes, and I pretty much wear Jordans. Big feet. It happens, right? Or you name it, you can pick brand loyalty. But people aren't super vicious about it in certain spaces, except when you get to the home arcade scene. If you talk favorably about a company, you're considered a shill or fanboy, or you're not allowed to be objective and own all three. And even if you own all three, you're still classified as such. I myself, for example, I talk about everybody. I talk about the positives, negatives about anybody, except for atgames, because, well, they ain't doing nothing. So it's primarily either Arcade 1-Up or iircade. That's just how it goes. But because you see more videos on this channel about Arcade 1-Up issues, which by the way, I thought has been pretty balanced lately. You know, it's been a little bit more 60-40 per se. You know, there's been a little bit more iircade coverage because, let's be real, you can't cover somebody if there's nothing to talk about, right? But, you know, this channel started, you know, when it really started, you know, doing this thing, I was talking about Arcade 1-Up, and I still talk about Arcade 1-Up, you know. People are like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying, you talk to John D. Yeah, I talk to John D. John D doesn't spoon feed me or anything like that. Yo, John will tell you flat out, like, I'm not like other people, right? You know, we just talk, we're cool, whatever, we crack jokes, whatever else, right? And that's the end of it. I don't ask John, I'm like, yo, hey, John, can I get a scoop on this? Hey, John, can I get a scoop on that? You know, the running joke between two of us is like, dude, you still owe me a 15-minute interview. But, you know what I mean? Like, I talk about Arcade 1-Up because I want to talk about Arcade 1-Up. You know, especially if something interests me. Same thing with iircade. I talk about that when it's relevant. You know, and atgames, whenever they do something that's relevant, we'll talk about that too. But because you primarily see on my feed, if you type my name in, probably Arcade 1-Up stuff, I'm Arcade fanboy, right? Arcade 1-Up fanboy. I don't have brand loyalty to anybody. You know, I spend my money on what I desire. And I think a lot of people are like that. But for some reason in this like small niche of home arcade, like everybody has to have a flag. Like either you're Arcade 1-Up ride or die, or you're an iircadian. You know what I'm saying? Not the show, but just, I'm assuming this is what we're calling iircade fans. Or, well, fine, let's just say fans of iircade. You're either a fan of iircade or you rock with atgames. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, everybody should be able to be free to choose whatever and whomever they want to roll with. But be objective. There are so many people, you know what I'm saying? It's funny because, you know, people give like cats like rainwater games, right? they give him crap about being a hardcore arcadian, right? But that dude probably owns more freaking arcade one-ups than a lot of people who are making content on arcade one-up. That sounds really funny, right? Papa Brad, Papa Brad, what I'm saying, completely arcade like stout. But he owns a bunch of arcade one-ups. And I think when you step into that realm and you own multiple products of something and you speak about something and you speak about your preference, as long as you're not sitting here tearing down somebody else for their views, I think it's completely fine. Again, brand loyalty is one of those things where you're not getting paid from the people. They're not putting money in your pockets. Please believe, if Arcade One Up was cutting me a check or I was getting free freaking Arcade One Up freaking things, yeah, I'd be screaming it to the hills or whatever, right? Because I'd be like, yo, I got this for the free, Plus, we're kind of required to do that by YouTube law, where we have to put paid promotion. Even when freaking Bobby Vu sent me that thing back there, I had to put paid advertisement, because even though it was a free product, I had to put that in there to cover my CYA, But people get so caught up in the name and just don't enjoy what they're doing anymore in this space, It's always, well, let's be the first to break this news or be the first to break that news. Freaking Arcade when I put out a freaking corporate bundle, I ain't record a video about it because it's just, one, it's not relevant to me. And two, do y'all really care? And that's the other side of it, man. That's the other side of the coin. The other side of the coin with the brand loyalty and whatever else is literally reporting on everything. People give Rexer a lot of crap, but that dude Rexer, he spoke the truth, and I felt so bad after he said it. But he was like, "Yo, all these people covering Dragon's Lair, right? Including myself. I got pulled into a show about doing it, so it is what it is." But let's be real. At least I can speak for myself. I didn't care, And I think a lot of people are like that. A lot of people are just talking about stuff just to talk about stuff, Now, when I care about something, when I genuinely care about something, I'll tell you. I will scream it to the world. I will share it, etc., etc. But sometimes, and we do this a lot around here, right? We call a spade a spade. We call it for what it is. And brand loyalty has people so blinded that they're just willing to accept anything and everything and just make it like it's great. P-Dubs did the review on the Couchcade and threw that thing in the trash, as he should have, because it's literally just a control panel linked up to the old freaking box that didn't sell well. The only thing they did was stop it from being jailbroken or side loaded with ROMs and whatever else. So shout out to him for doing that. You can cover products, or you can talk about products, and you can be completely objective. And a lot of people, they lose sight of that because it's an arcade one-up, and it's a big name. But at least I talk about the sticks and the buttons or whatever else, right? But I grew up in that era where in arcades, the freaking buttons and stuff were busted anyway, so I don't really even freaking notice them. Everybody wants premium this, everybody wants premium that, but the stuff comes with the cost, and there's only so much overhead to be made. iircade, little engine that could, freaking putting out these little freaking bar tops, and now they're coming out with iircade Gold, which I'm assuming there's more announcements coming for that, and they just haven't put out there yet, right? But atgames is doing nothing. They're literally making pinball and commercial pinball. Nothing about a new machine. The AliExpress freaking racing cabinet, yeah, I said AliExpress, don't at me. But other than that, what are they doing? But there's so many high diehard fans, to atgames, which is crazy because you hear UAG talking about, does anybody care about atgames anymore? Yo, but my man's literally sitting there doing a Thursday show with Mad Dads every week. Yo, I love you, Nick, man, but look, we just gotta call it what it is, man. But again, that's a brand loyalty thing, and that's a deal. There's a difference between brand loyalties and deals, and I'm pretty sure that was something that was already put in place. Look, long and short of it, enjoy your stuff. I've been saying it forever and a day. Enjoy your stuff. Doesn't matter if you rock with whatever else, right? You know what I mean? You can get along with things. Hell, if I could turn this camera right now, my shelf is a mismatch of all kinds of stuff that shouldn't get along, but it does, And to akin it from a perspective for anybody watching this, Remember the console wars from the 90s with Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis? It's okay to own both now. It's over. We all won. We all moved on. We're all on PS5s and Series X's and Nintendo Switches. It's okay now to own a Sega Genesis and a Super Nintendo. Just like it's okay to own atgames, an Arcade 1-Up, and an iircade. Just not Toy Shock. I'm MikeOfAllTrades. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.